Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Monday, the 13th of April, 2026. Starting off with the synoptic 6 o'clock uh, Zulu this morning. We can see a lot of low pressure activity out in the Atlantic there, and particularly up in the North Atlantic, just south of Iceland there. A lot of occlusion stemming from that, although we appear to be in a clearer patch at the moment. Moderately low pressure, still about 1012, being the sort of closest to us there. But with some fairly nice conditions. This trough here, actually approaching from the west, expecting that to go through earlier on today. Moving on to the 12 Zulu chart. That trough's moved on, gathered a little bit of momentum as well, leaving behind some very nice, unstable, soarable air. Looking at the sat pick at the moment, evidence of that was almost already having gone through there, being on the other side. Perhaps the chart slightly lagging, but no significant cloud wisps here and there, particularly off in the channel note to the west, but nothing of significance in our area here. And likewise with rain, again, evidence of obviously that trough there. It's to the east now, but nothing on the horizon. A little bit of showery activity out to the southwest, but nothing presently of concern locally. Iridium, no TAF yet, but their observation this morning, 3 to 0 degrees, 1 knot, visibility greater than 10 kilometers with few clouds at 3,000 feet, and a pressure of 1013. Farnborough, they have a TAF out, a little bit older now, a couple of hours old, but much more extensive than certainly the observation, which is also 1013 and Cavo K variable at 1 knot. They're showing 210 degrees, 5 knots with 2,000 meter vis mist, few clouds at 3,000 feet, and between 6 and 7 Zulu, 300 meters fog. So that's all clearly been overnight. Into this morning, though, by about 10 o'clock, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, no significant weather, and a prob 30 of some showery activity and some heavy showers this afternoon. That's more or less associated with that unstable air mass we've got, expecting maybe a bit of overconvection and therefore subsequently some showery activity. Winds aloft then today, southwesterly, to the south of us 240 degrees, 10 knots at flying height, and to the north a little bit more southeasterly, actually, about 170 degrees, 10. Now, I would expect us to be seeing a more westerly component or southwesterly component to our winds today. Surface winds, at sort of 1 o'clock, looking windy here, sort of mid-morning. A very, very light southwesterly flow across the airfield there. It's sort of 1 or 2 knots to begin with this morning, very light, and moving up towards maybe 5 knots later in the day. Local Met Office forecast here showing just that 5 or 6 knots later in the day, southwesterly, gusting up to a maximum of 14. That's during the sort of peak mixing period. Otherwise, nice and calm throughout the day. Fairly high UV there, up to 4, so do take care of that. And the symbolic forecast there showed potential of some showers, which we did suggest could be due to some overconvection. Temperature on GFS here looking around 12 or 13 degrees in the warmest part of the day, with a dew point of 3. Presently at Lasham, we're up to 7.4 degrees with a dew point of 5.7. And that's the view on the south side looking west. Very clear skies, hints of sort of wisps there, and a very light flat windsock. Cross-section on the sky is actually on the left-hand side of the screen here, an excerpt from the potential flight distance, showing actually quite poor to the west and north. The best area is south and along the coast there. But locally for us, it's showing soarable from sort of late morning, best period between about 1 and 3, at which point you can see here signs of overdevelopment and then showers into the afternoon and early evening. But that was actually, to go back to that, soarable up to about 4,000 feet there in terms of the cloud base, so perfectly usable for a large part of the day. Top meteo, starting at 9 o'clock local, looking at their thermal prediction, running that through by about 10:30. We're seeing reasonable thermals up to well over 3,000 feet with cumulus. That continues. We are seeing here though a bit of showery activity and low radiation due to the rain as well, so a little bit of preheating. So we are definitely consistently seeing that development. This is suggesting it's going to arrive a little bit earlier, sort of by midday on the south coast, maybe avoiding us, but this certainly appears to be rain in our area sort of by 2 o'clock. So we'll just have to wait and see what that does. But that was up to about 1,400 meters there, so that agrees with our 4,000-foot estimate. Reducing into the evening, staying relatively soarable until about 6 o'clock. Low times, nothing of great significance there. In terms of proximity to us, we've got 17 here over at Boscombe Down, and that's just referencing military transponder activity and code, so that could imply some increased military traffic, but nothing else of great concern. Move on now to the local briefing, and with it, the glider bookings. We've got just the one case on today on booked flying because we had 2 on 5-day courses and 1 on the casual list. We've also got 2 K13s on a solo to SPL course with Merv this week, and there is some single-seater availability remaining. It's through the casual list at the moment, no instructor, so if anyone's around and fancies helping out a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. And the simulator is available as normal, not that you would want to use it on a nice day such as this. Okay, in terms of movements, 2 on the books at the moment, a 12:07, this is all local times. We have an A319 departure, and then at 2 o'clock expecting a 737 departure as well. Reminder about the Aboyne expedition. Any questions, come and speak to myself, Ron, or Barry. Bookings can be made through the office. So in summary, we have low pressure out to the northwest with a trough having passed through overnight. Expecting soarable with Q, but potentially some overdevelopment, or likely some overdevelopment, and subsequently showery activity. So light southwesterly flow throughout the day, and therefore we'll offer runway 27 with normal ops, cables on the south side. Oh. Well, like I say, as always, do not land on taxi cross disused runways, but a little bit of a tech problem there. So the airfield setup is as standard, and we'll make the most of today. Good weather, grid in the normal place on the north side, grass 27. They're towing from the north of the centre line, and winching from the south. That's all from me this morning. We'll see you out there shortly. Make the most of today and keep it safe. Thank you.